After being diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, the fear of giving myself insulin was so intense that it did not let me sleep at night, that it didn't let me focus in the present moment. It got so bad that every time I would give myself short acting insulin, I would have a ton of anxiety, and that anxiety sometimes even led to having full blown panic attacks. And panic attacks and the symptoms of low blood sugar levels are very similar, if you know. And in this video, I want to talk to you about what helped me overcome that fear and how I've been able to go out through this journey and gain more confidence in my life as a type 1 diabetic, and specifically dealing with that fear of low blood sugar levels. So make sure you watch this entire video, and I promise you're going to get some good insight of what helped me, and hopefully that can help you. So if you struggle with that fear, this video is dedicated specifically for you. If you don't know me, my name is Martin Santise. I am a type 1 diabetic wellness coach. I help people living with type 1 diabetes improve their A1Cs and master control over their blood sugar levels. And this is a big part of my programs that a lot of people ask me for help with. And I want to break this down into two sections. I want to give you some practicals, but I also want to give you the most important, and that is the mindset of it. So now I want to let you know that lows are part of the game. Lows are part of type 1 diabetes, and as much as I strive for perfection, lows are going to happen, and that is the most important thing that you have to come to terms with. Now, I want to tell you on the other side is lows are not as scary as you think, and a lot of times it's fear that causes this terrifying mindset where it's like we can't do anything because if we have these lows, we're going to die, and it's literally you're scared of dying. Now, what really helped me overcome this fear of lows was actually dealing with more low blood sugar levels. At first, the fear was triggered by the uncertainty. What is going to cause that low? Am I going to just drop out of nowhere? What if I'm sleeping? What's going to happen? If I eat sugar, would it come back up? Right? So that uncertainty of not knowing lows is what caused a ton of anxiety and fear. Now, the more I've dealt with lows, the more I experienced low blood sugar levels, the more I started understanding that I can manage them and I'm going to be okay. Now, this is not me saying, oh, have more low blood sugar levels, but just know that they're going to happen. And if you avoid them at all costs, then that's not going to give you control, and that's going to make you stay at higher blood sugar levels purposely, and you're just putting a band-aid over the problem. I aim to hover at 90 mgdl, and I'm hovering right at the lower ranges, right? Now, if I have this fear and this fear is constantly taking over me, I would never be able to have my A1Cs below a 6 because I would just avoid them at all costs. Now, like I said, the mindset of this is super important because if you avoid lows at all costs, then we can't overcome them. So it's something that you just have to confront. And I know it's easier said than done, but I promise, if you can mentalize that and start to confront these lows, you're going to get more experience with them, and you're going to gain more confidence. And the more confidence you're going to get, the more you're going to overcome these blood sugar levels. For me, I had a lot of fear of lows because my doctor literally said, here's some insulin, good luck. And if you take too much, bad things are going to happen, right? It was that uncertainty that caused these lows. So just understand that lows are part of the game, and it's your job to confront it. And the more you confront it, the more you experience lows, the more you're going to be able to overcome, the more confidence you're going to have. I want to tell you a quick story. So I remember this one day specifically was when I realized that I overcame the fear of lows. I was sleeping. All of a sudden, I started panicking. I was sweating. My heartbeat was raising. And I woke up in complete panic. And I already knew that I was having a low blood sugar level. I had my meter at my nightstand. I quickly pricked my finger and I'm shaking. I barely could prick my finger. And my blood sugar level came up 40 mgdl. I quickly grabbed the sugar tablets that were in my nightstand. I started shoving a ton of sugar tablets. And then after 2 minutes of just laying there fighting for my life, I just started laughing hysterically like a psycho, because one of the biggest fears that I had was actually going low in my sleep and not waking up. But in that moment, I realized like my body woke me up. My body's gonna wake me up. I'm gonna fight for my life, right? And after I experienced that, then I gained more confidence. And I know that sounds crazy, but a lot of times when you're hearing, when you're when you don't hear other people's experiences with low blood sugar level, it's hard because you're kind of going through these motions, and we hear stories and we can overcome because of what happened to that person. So hopefully with that story, I got so many of stories of lows that I was in very tricky situations and I was able to get myself out of it. But hearing those stories will help you, I promise. So also, on a side note, uh, talk to more type 1 diabetics and hear their stories with lows. Hear what they've been through, right? That helps a lot in this journey with type 1. So I want to give you some practicals. I don't want to make this video super long. And I want to give you two very important practicals that are going to help you. Number one is you have to always be prepared and you have to think 10 steps ahead. What do I mean by that? I carry around a fanny pack, and my fanny pack has sugar tablets, and with those sugar tablets, I can get myself out of any situation. I had it situations where I was going low. Doesn't matter, I have my fanny pack, pop some sugar tablets, and if I need it, I go somewhere and get more sugar or get juice or whatever. But be prepared. Think 10 steps ahead. If you're in a situation or if you're in an outing, just in the back of your mind, if I have a low right now, where would I go? What would I grab? Right? Just you gotta think 10 steps ahead. You gotta be prepared. You can't get caught unprepared, because that's what's not going to give you confidence. I'm confident because I know if any situation comes up, I know that I'm going to be able to handle those situations, right? Because I'm prepared. I'm thinking 10 steps ahead, and you have to be on your toes with this disease. So that's one practical. Carry around a fanny pack, have sugar tablets with you, and just be constantly thinking, if I have a low, where would I go? What would I grab? I know when at work, at my desk, I have sugar tablets. In my car, in the glove compartment, I have sugar tablets. On my nightstand, I have sugar tablets. Right? Just be prepared. Don't get caught unprepared, because that's not what you want. The second practical thing I want to tell you, and these are things that actually help me. So I'm not just speaking out of thin air here. This is actually stuff that helped me. And that is nutrition. Change your nutrition. If you're scared of low blood sugar levels, understand that if you eat a lot of carbs, you're going to have to give yourself a lot of insulin. And insulin is what's going to cause these lows, right? So what I did early in my diabetes journey that completely helped me overcome this fear was eating low carb, high protein. If I ate low carb, high protein, I would give myself less insulin, and then there was less room for error. If I would eat a lot of carbs, I would have to give myself 5 units, 6 units, 7 units. Running around with that much insulin in body, things can happen. Things can go wrong, right? But if you diminish the amount of insulin you give yourself, you're limiting the amount of things that can actually go wrong. So fix your nutrition, make it more practical and strategic. Eat lower in carb, higher in protein. Protein is going to give you more stability. If you're just eating carbs, it's going to cause a lot of these fluctuations. Make it easier for yourself. Does that mean you're never going to be able to eat carbs again? No, that doesn't mean that. But start slow. Start with training wheels, and then the more you get comfortable and the more you start getting comfortable with injecting 2 units, then you can add a little bit more carbs. You inject 3 units, and then you inject 4 units, and then you inject 5 units. But don't, if you have this fear of lows, use less insulin. I promise it's going to help. Some people don't have fear of lows. Some people can just inject 6 units and it's like nothing to them. For me, that wasn't the case, but I worked myself up to that. Now, for example, last night, I binge ate a bunch of carbs and I gave myself 7 units. It was not scary. I felt good. I felt confident because of my experiences, right? But start slow and then work your way up. And I hope those practicals, I'm telling you, if you really put them into practice, they're going to help you. But I want to hear about your story. If you are someone that's afraid of lows, I want you to comment below about certain things that you're scared of. And my goal is just to make more videos to help you overcome that fear. If you watched until the end, make sure you like. And if you want to see more videos like this, let me know as well in the comments, and subscribe so you can see more about type 1 diabetes management, lifestyle, and all that good stuff. So I don't want to make this video too long. And with that being said, I'll see you on the next one.